It's been such a pleasure sitting down with Pastor Jentezen Franklin and hearing his thoughts behind this great book, Love Like You've Never Been Hurt. You know, Pastor Jentezen, there are a lot of women that are going through a lot of hurt. We hear about the Me Too movement right now. How do you speak into that when there's so much pain out there? How do you love in the midst of this pain?
Well, I think that a lot of people think that if I forgive someone who treated me in an unjust way, that I am saying that's okay and I'm okay with that. The Me Too movement and so on, that's not okay. That kind of action, forgiveness doesn't mean that you don't have to pay the penalty, or the person that you're forgiving doesn't have to pay the penalty of the wrong that they have done. If someone steals from you, you can forgive them, but the law says they're going to have to pay for that crime. And so you have to understand that I think sometimes people have a shallow definition of what forgiveness is. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you're okay with someone abusing you and hurting you and doing you in a way that is wrong, but you truly can release forgiveness to them, put them in God's hands. Vengeance is a righteous thing. The Bible said in the book of Revelation that there will be martyrs who will lose their heads for the gospel, and their blood cries out before the throne of God, avenge us for our blood. If vengeance is wrong, then sin is in heaven, because there are voices in heaven crying out for vengeance. The problem is this: it's when you take vengeance in your own hands. When you decide you're the person that's going to sit on the judgment seat and give. See, God sits on a mercy seat. And when you sit on the judgment seat, you sit by yourself. But when you sit on the mercy seat, you're sitting in God's lap. And you need to sit in the mercy seat and let God sit on the judgment seat. And nobody's going to get by with nothing. He's going to judge that which is done wrong. And if they repent, He's a God of forgiveness, but He's also a God of justice. And He said, vengeance is mine, and He didn't stop there. He said, I will repay. Yeah. So I would encourage people today, if you've been done really, really wrong, to love like you've never been hurt, to pray, to ask God today, to say, Lord, let me release that person from the prison of my heart. I'm holding them in my heart. I have aught against them. I release the forgiveness. And it starts with sometimes just saying it, just praying it, just asking God to do a work in you, restart your heart. And then let God deal with the vengeance, and He will. He's a just God. But you know what? It'll set you free.
Yeah. And a great reminder that we have prayer lines available 24/7. If you have gone through a hard time, if you've been sexually abused, if you are a part of that Me Too generation that has been wronged by someone, know that the prayer lines are there. And then I would love to challenge you to get this book, to be able to release that person and to be able to walk in freedom, leaving that person to God and allowing Him to deal with that situation. The book is called Love Like You've Never Been Hurt.